as everybody mentioned, my name is Trevor Gatt. I'm the account executive here with Bisk. I've been here now with Bisk 15 years, and this is our fourth consecutive cohort with the Loan Depot team. So excited for everybody to, get going through the program. Just wanted to give you some high level information regarding the program. We'll go into details here as well as we go on, but the program is roughly a little bit over 6 weeks long. So you're going to see program will start August 3rd and will end on September 13th. The program does include 1 hour live sessions with your instructor as well as your fellow colleagues and classmates. And those are going to be held Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. They are recorded, so let's say you have a question or you're unable to attend, you could email your instructor and let them know, and they would be able to answer a question if you specifically had a question that you wanted them to go over as well. You're looking at about 8 to 10 hours per week that you're going to be dedicating to the program. So that's going to include watching your videos that you'll have from your instructors, going over any coursework that could be included, readings, right, discussion board posts and things along those lines. So you can, like I said, expect about 8 to 10 hours. The feedback that we have heard, right, is that we know week 1 through 3 are going to have the heaviest course load, right? So when you kind of go in there, you can expect that, right, that once you hit week 3, it'll kind of slow down a little bit, but those are going to be your heaviest weeks. So I would definitely prepare for that, right, and understand that those are going to be the more challenging weeks, and just ensure that you're ready to go for those specific weeks. Aaron, if you wouldn't mind the next slide. Yep. So the program, right, is really designed around 3 core objectives. So those are going to be just develop, inspire, and strengthen, right? So you're going to see those are the topics throughout the program. You'll be developing a growth mindset and emotional ability to enhance leadership performing, right? So talking about those difficult conversations that you might have with your, anyone that you interact with on a daily basis, right? And how do you have those conversations, right? Have empathy towards those conversations as well. You'll inspire action through effective communication as well as trust building strategies, and you'll as well as strengthen your relationship with practical tools for meaningful engagement. But while I have you here, we actually, like Aaron mentioned, we do have the instructor from week 1. Kara, that'll come on, and she'll talk to you a little bit about the content and what you can expect, as well as what you'll expect in week 1. So Kara, if you don't mind, go ahead. It's all yours.
Oh, thank you so much, Trevor. Thank you, Melanie and Aaron, for inviting me back. I love the Home Loan Depot group. This is such an honor to be with you today. I always find that the people from Loan Depot are really engaged in the Women in Leadership program and bring so much to it. So I wanted to start with something where we could all get engaged and we can talk together. And I want to make sure everybody can use the raise hand button. It's at the top of the screen. So I'd love to hear from you. How many of you have used GPS this week? You've used it maybe with the Apple Maps, Google Maps, you've used it with Waze, something else. How many of you have done that? Okay, looks like a lot of you. Very cool, almost everybody. And how many of you, because I need to raise my hand for this, how many of you have been rerouted? Like you were rerouted for a reason? Okay, I see hands are still up. Take your hand down if you haven't been rerouted. Okay, what were you rerouted for, Kina?
I took a wrong turn.
Okay, you took a wrong turn. That happens. All right, somebody else. Why were you rerouted?
Google thought it had a, quicker way to go.
Okay, there was a quicker way to go. And then let's hear one more. How about Christina?
I've recently moved to a newer area and there was a detour, so I was rerouted and not really familiar with the area. So
okay, that happens, doesn't it? All right. So even when we have GPS, it's like we can make user error, right? We can be new to this situation, or maybe there's construction or, a detour, and that's just part of it. And even now in 2026, with all this amazing technology, even now, sometimes the GPS doesn't know and it has to reroute us all of a sudden. Okay, so now I want to hear, now we're going to change course for a moment. I want to hear someone come off mute and tell me about an accomplishment that's recent at Loan Depot that you might have had or somebody on this call has had, but you want to give a shout out to them. Tell me, what is the accomplishment?
Okay, it's more of a group accomplishment, and it's a big one that
Okay.
we're starting software asset management. So we're really getting our software together. We already have all of our hardware, so now we're starting software. So that's something that's going to keep becoming a accomplishment, basically.
Okay, well, thank you, Dia. So software asset management, that's a big accomplishment. So,
Yes,
and that's a team accomplishment. You can't do it on your
yes,
own. So many
correct.
people on this call have been part of that. Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
amazing. Okay, so what I want to know, Dia, is were there any times during the project where you had to reroute?
Definitely,
Okay,
definitely. Mhm.
yeah,
During various questions or audit style, yes.
okay. So rerouting is part of successful projects, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
Rerouting, yeah. Rerouting is part of being a successful leader. Rerouting is part of being a high performer, having an amazing career. Rerouting is part of it. Whether we are getting somewhere in our car, or we are managing a project, or we are leading a team, or we're thinking about our career over the long term, or we're really wanting what's best for Loan Depot and trying to imagine strategy and execution, rerouting is part of that. And a synonym for rerouting is a growth mindset. And that's something we talk about in module 1, which is next week. You're going to be working on this part of this process of leadership from within, which is about a growth mindset. So in a growth mindset, we expect that there'll be rerouting. We expect that there are going to be some things that aren't going to go as we thought they were going to go. We're going to expect that we're going to stretch. And by stretching, we're going to have to get out of our comfort zone. And that's sort of part of a growth mindset. So if we keep that in our mind, we spend less time fretting and getting upset and frustrated because we know it's part of the process. And so we will really examine this deeply. You're going to be reading Harvard Business Review articles. You're going to be watching TED Talks. You're really going to be diving into discussions on the discussion board and then thinking deeply in assignments. And, on the surface, it just seems like, well, of course, and it's easy, but that's what I love about leadership is it's very simple, but extremely hard to implement. And it takes a lifetime to get really great at it. And so in this leadership from within, we start with that uh, in this program because that is the beginning. We have to give ourselves the grace of a growth mindset in order to be able to give it to others. So I'm really excited to explore this with you. Thank you, Dia, for sharing that amazing example and how even in this beautiful accomplishment, there was rerouting, and so that we should expect. So in module 1, you will be working about 8 or 10 hours on assignments. And the reason for that is because the more you think and the more you reflect, the more learning that there is. And so you take all the beautiful things that have happened in your life, all the things that you kind of wish, that sort of didn't go as I wanted it to go. Well, that's what's made you the great person you are today and the good leader you are. And now you're going to take all of that, and those are going to be strengths now that are going to take you forward so that you can keep advancing in your career at Loan Depot. So what I want you to be really thinking about this week to be successful, like this afternoon, over the weekend, Monday morning, think about when you are going to dedicate time to the Women in Leadership program. Because what I have found is the most successful people, Brooklyn, Melissa, Jamie, you can probably attest to this. When you have a scheduled time when you're going to work on the 8 to 10 hours, it just makes life so much easier. So something's going to have to give in order to be able to do that. And to do that proactively, you're just really going to stay on top of everything. So that's what I have found the most successful people have done in the program. So I want to stop here, see what questions do you have about week 1. We're going to be together live next Thursday, and I'm so excited to hear your thoughts. But I wanted to stop here and see what questions you have or comments about growth mindset, about women in leadership, about leadership from within. Okay, the other thing I wanted to add while you're thinking about questions is that each week builds upon itself. And each week there is a different subject matter expert, and each week is unique. So it's unique in terms of delivery, it's unique in terms of the way the content is presented. And I think you're going to find that really fun. So right when you're getting in the groove and you're like, I've got this, it changes. And so that's what keeps you really engaged and inspired to learn more, because all these different learning styles are incorporated. And so you can see what the rest of the topics are here. My other favorite is the industry expert panel at the end, because you have the opportunity to ask questions and really hear about what's worked for other leaders. And it's really kind of fireside chat format. So you're able to ask them the hard questions. And the whole idea is we want to give you kind of the short playbook so that hopefully you can do it in a way that's easier than maybe others have had it. That's really the whole goal here. So I'm so excited to see you next week. I did send out an announcement that includes the link to our session on Thursday, and then all the materials are available to you once you're able to get into our Canvas content, which you're going to learn more about in a moment. So thank you again so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Actually, Kara, I think there's a question from Lindsay. Lindsay, do you have a question?
Oh, perfect. I'm so excited, Lindsay. What's your question?
Hi, sorry. No, so we meet next Thursday. So it says that it starts August 3rd. So are we supposed to start? I saw like the main page. We just start on our own, or how would that all work?
Yes, Lindsay, great question. So you were going to start on the content yourself. And the way it works is every week you're expected to do most of the content before the live session. That way in the live session, you can really dig in deeper and we can get to the hard parts. And so we're expected to do those assignments beforehand as much as you can. So I would kind of put together the plan like this afternoon of when are you going to start working on the different assignments. So there's going to be videos to watch and audio to listen to and articles to read. There's a discussion board for you to add comments to, and then actual assignments where you'll be writing. And so you'll want to do that at the beginning of the week and work on it every day. Then we'll have the live session, we'll have a discussion, and then you'll kind of finish up any assignments you haven't had a chance to finish. One thing I noticed is in our assignments, many of them say that you have to also add a comment in the discussion board, and you have to comment on someone else's. So let's say, Ashley has a comment. She's the very first person in the system. Well, she can't comment on anyone else because she's literally the first. So Ashley, if that happens, I recommend you go back in like the next day. So that way you can add a comment to others. Does that make sense? Lindsay, did I answer your question? Any follow-up questions, Lindsay?
Nope, that answered it. Thank you.
That was a really good one. I'm glad you asked.
I have a question real quick. Did you say that there was a link that was already, or an email that was already sent out with the coursework information?
Yeah, so I sent an announcement just welcoming everyone in the Canva tool. And that has the link to the live session, which is on Thursday, August 6th at 7 p.m. Central. It's also, the link is also in the calendar. So when you get into the Canva tool, you'll see a calendar and you're able to see the links for every Thursday session. The instructors will post it about a week before the session begins.
And-
so your Canva tool is where a lot of the learning happens. It walks you through all the discussions, the readings, the videos, the audio, and even has the link to the live session. It's all in this tool that's called Canva. And that's actually a tool that most universities are using for undergrad degrees and graduate degrees now as well.
And we'll go over that information here too at the end of the call. We'll actually walk you through those steps actually once at the end of this call as well.
Thank you.
And there's even more support around that as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing that you kind of have to get into it. And then once you do, you're like, oh, wow, this is so easy. It's so simple. But I'm glad that there's this extra support to kind of help you get you started.
Thank you.
Anybody else have a question? All right. Thank you again. I'll be on the call in case you have any other questions.
Awesome. Okay, so this is a great time. It was a great segue. So excellent questions around this. So we do have a lot of support for you. We have learned these things again, as each cohort has given us information, we have learned how to better support you as participants. And the first lever of support that we have is that program ambassador program. And again, those are alumni from the last cohort, and they're going to provide practical advice like, hey, this is what really helped me out throughout the program. I will mention it again in a little bit, but we do have a Start Strong Women in Leadership Success session on Monday at 12:30 Pacific. And so highly suggest you attend that if you can. If you can't, we will record it, but you're going to get a lot of great tips and tricks there. We will make sure that you have access to the system, all of that. So again, we have little things where we will make sure that we support you. But I really want to give the floor now to our program ambassadors so they can tell you a little bit about their experience and you can get to know them a little bit. So whoever would like to start.
I'll go ahead and start. Hi, Melissa Guerra. I am out of Naperville in Illinois and just completed this. And honestly, I think the most tedious part about it is the actual amount of homework that you have to do, but the nuggets that you're going to get and the takeaways are really great. I think the implementation of, having us and doing this extra meeting is really going to help. I think the biggest thing that we had was that we love that we're like with other Loan Depot women, but we just didn't really get a good time to really connect across our company. And so this is going to be, I think for you guys, you're going to even get more out of it because you're going to be able to be with us who all know kind of what we go through on a daily basis here. So, but I'm excited to help. I'm always here. You can always reach out to me on Teams or call my cell. I'll be available. But definitely, I think you guys are really going to love it. We got a lot of benefits out of it.
Thank you, Melissa. Brooklyn.
Hi, y'all. My name is Brooklyn. I'm in Arizona working for Partnership Lending Ops. This program was awesome. It was a ton of work. And at one point I was like, I'm kind of tired of the ton of work. And now I'm really jealous and wish I was in the Thursday meetings. So take from that what you will. I'm really excited to be seeing y'all just about every week. Hopefully I'll be able to make every study hall session. Kind of like Melissa said, I really wish that there was more time to talk to people. There was lots of individual homework and that Thursday session was great, but I just wanted like one more chance to chat with the group. So I'm so excited that we have that just for anyone who needs it. And I'm also hoping to maybe get the Teams channel a bit more active this session, just like asking questions throughout the week to even just like get the brain thinking. If people don't respond, I'm still going to be in there. So yeah.
I love it. That's all you, Brooklyn. I love that. I'm gonna give that piece to you. So we choose these program ambassadors because, as you can tell, they are outspoken. I already spoke to Jamie earlier this week. She is ready to tell you guys what was hard for her and how to help you avoid it. And actually, me as well, because I am going through the program with you this cohort. So not only will I be running this whole thing, but I will also be a participant with you guys. So that'll be a really fun adventure for me as well. And I'm really looking forward to getting into the content. As both of our esteemed program ambassadors have mentioned, we have implemented through their cohort suggestion this weekly study hall. This is, again, to promote more of that networking, give you touch points to be able to talk to each other, and also ask questions like, hey, I'm really having trouble with this. Does anyone have any pointers around it? So in those weekly study hall sessions, we will have at least one program ambassador. I will try to be there every week as well, although I know there's one that I can't be, but otherwise I will be there. This is completely optional, so if you don't need it, you don't have to come. But if you even just want to get on and you're like, I just want to see what questions people are asking, or you've got one question, you're like, I got to pop in and pop out, whatever you need, that's what these study halls are for. So they're just going to be 30-minute sessions. I'm going to send those out this afternoon in addition to the Teams channel. So Brooklyn alluded to the Teams channel. This will be a chance for you guys to collaborate with your peers in the cohort, ask questions. I will send weekly updates, like these are the things that are due this week. This is when they're due, things like that. And we also want to encourage you to ask questions in there. I will say, best practice is if you've got a question for me, if you've got a question for a specific ambassador, or all of them, make sure you're tagging them, hit @ and then tag us, so that if you've got a question for me, I want to make sure that I get to it. And I don't just happen upon it the next time I'm in the Teams channel. And then lastly, we have a Bisk student success team, dedicated support for you. If you've got administrative program related questions, we have Genesis, and I will give you her contact information. She will send out an email. I will also put it in the Teams chat. But all of this to say, you are not alone in this. I know we just spent the past like half an hour telling you how much work this is, and I want you to know that there are ways that we can make it easier, that we can make it even more valuable, truly compound that learning and the networking that we get in the session. Please leverage all the resources that you feel you need. If you're going strong and you don't need any of these resources, fantastic, more power to you. If you need one or two of them, leverage them. If you need all of them, please use them. And reach out to me. If you've got a question, if you've got something and you're just not sure about it, please reach out to me either via IM, give me a call, send me an email, and I am here to support you. Questions on any of this before we move on to next steps? Okay, great. Next steps. So first, you likely have already gotten an email from SMU's instructor account. You may have sent it to Fish Alert. That's okay. We'll get another one sent. This is another reason that success session on Monday is so valuable, because basically we'll have someone in there, and if you didn't get your enrollment or anything like that, at that point, we can have it resent to you. On Monday, we will also get access to Canvas. So it launches, I think, like midnight on Sunday. So by Monday, you should be able to see everything. And again, if you can make that session, fantastic. So we can see in real time what you can see. If you're having issues, we can help fix it. And again, if you can't make that session for whatever reason, and you are having issues, please, please, please reach out to me, reach out to Trevor as soon as possible so that we can make sure you can get into Canvas, access that portal, and begin your coursework. As I mentioned, that Start Strong Women in Leadership Success session is Monday, this coming Monday, 12:30 to 1:30 Pacific time, and we will record that if you can't make it. I know it's kind of short notice, so if you can't make it, we will record it for you. And again, please do, even if you can't make it, please make sure that you can get into Canvas on Monday at some point and let us know if you can't so we can set you up for success. And then just like Brooklyn said, engage in that Teams community, connect with your cohort, ask any questions that you have. There are no dumb questions. If you've got a question, likely 5 other people have that same question. They just haven't asked it for some reason. So please go ahead and do, engage on that Teams community. Questions on any of these next steps? All right. So with that, contacts. Here at Loan Depot, it's me. So I will tell you the best way to reach me is probably using chat or email. You can even just give me a call. You can turn on your video and you can just give me a video call or an audio call on Teams. Is probably the best way to reach me. But anything that you need, reach out. Then we have our support resources through Bisk, which is Genesis, is that student success rep. There's her direct line, an email, and you can even set up an appointment with her if you want to get something on the calendar. And then we have Trevor. There's his direct line and email for anything that you need. And with that, I will invite our Bisk representatives to stay on, and also our program ambassadors and participants, of course. Everyone else can drop off. Thank you so much for all of your wisdom today. Thank you, participants. We're going to stay on. We're going to learn a little bit about Canvas, but thank you for this amazing session today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kara.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Okay, I will stop sharing.
Megan, do you want to go ahead and take over and do the Canvas walkthrough?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, let me share my screen. And I saw that a lot of you have already accepted your invites. So awesome there. All right, hi everyone. My name is Megan. I'm a senior learning technologist here at Bisk, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a walkthrough of Canvas, which is the learning management system that you'll be using to access your coursework. So once you are logged in, you'll be brought to your dashboard. I have a few extra courses here, but you'll have one here, which is your August course, and you'll click into that. And it'll bring you into the home page of the course. I do want to highlight the course announcements that Kara was talking about earlier. So this is the one that she posted on well, I guess that was today, about the live session here and some information. And your instructors are great about posting here, and you'll see a couple of different recent ones once they get posted here, but the most recent one will always be up here on your home page for you guys to look at and access. So a little bit of information here that you can review, and you can have some buttons here to start the course. This will bring you into, let's go, okay, the participation guide, which has a little bit of course details here, some important due dates, what's required, your participant expectations for the live sessions, your recordings for the courses. Another thing I do want to point out are the modules. So this is how we organize our content within Canvas. So when you go over to the module side here, you can see the different buckets of information and how we organize the content within the course. So let me view this as a student. There we go. All right, so you'll have your getting started one, your module 1, which you'll focus on first, and then all the other ones that you would like. If you want to organize this a little bit better, you can always, collapse them all and then expand them one at a time. A couple things I do want to point out here is if you see these little text items here underneath the title of each of these pages, this is going to tell you what you need to do to like complete that page. So you can see here on the module, you have complete all the items within the module. So these you need to view. And this one you need to contribute to. So when you click into this one, it's going to be a discussion board that you're going to say, hey, hello, and contribute to get the, this module completed. Couple of items to look out for. Let me find one. This little rocket ship symbol kind of blasting off is a little quiz that you'll need to take. Multiple choice, and you get 2 attempts. There's no time limit on those. Let's see, let me point out another one. This one with the little paper and pencil, that means you're going to actually submit something to the assignment. So this is an assignment you'll work on, and then when you're ready, you'll go down here and you'll submit that actual assignment. So you can insert text and submit it here. One thing I do want to point out with Canvas is that anything that you're typing in here, it's not going to save. So I highly, highly, highly recommend you take your content here, your prompts, you work on it in Microsoft Word or, a Google Doc that's going to automatically save, and then you paste it into here. Because I would hate for you guys to use this as like a working and then your browser crashes and then you lose your response. So highly recommend that there. Let me think, what else? Oh, one last thing I want to point out is if you go up here to your account and then you go up to notifications, oops, hold on, I'm in the student view. This is your notifications for your account, so you can toggle and figure out how you want to get notified for the course. Some are daily, some are weekly, and you can just toggle them here. So it's up to you how you want to set those up, but that's always handy for some folks. They want to be updated whenever there's a reply to their discussion or something like that. So I like to point that out. Yeah, I'm going to stop here to see if there's any questions about the course, and I'll be happy to answer them.
One thing I just wanted to point out is that we learned last time that you should absolutely, could you go to the modules again?
Yes.
Thank you, Megan.
Problem?
So definitely do the you have to do the getting started before you can get into module 1, we learned last time. So make sure you do everything there, and then you'll be able to get into the actual course content for module 1, because they want to make sure that you understand, the things about the how to do everything, basically. Also, the Harvard Business Review course pack. So you're going to have to purchase that. I'm going to talk to my team today and see if there's any way that I can just buy them for us. I might not be able to. I've done that before and it's tough. But I'm going to see if I can do that. If not, we will reimburse you. So I'll put how to submit something in concur, to make sure that you get reimbursed by the HBR pack. If that is difficult for you for any reason, please reach out to me and we will make sure that you get what you need.
I also just want to reiterate what Megan said regarding the Google Doc and the assignments. That has been a very big sticking point for a lot of the past cohorts. And they've all brought that up. So as a reminder, when you're going, yep, thank you, Megan. When you're going in and you're basically doing assignment, use either Microsoft Word, Google Docs, or something, another app to write all your information down, because it will not save it. So you could type a paragraph and then it'll literally delete everything. So we've had that happen a couple times. So as a reminder, just use either Google Doc or Microsoft Word, and that will make your life a lot easier, and you won't have to scramble to retype all that information all over again.
Yeah. I plan to make a OneNote workbook because I love OneNote, and then I'll have it all on one place. So if you're a OneNote girly like I am, you can do that as well.
And just to reiterate, right, I know we said some participants have already accepted, but you should get an email from instructor that is going to be basically welcoming you to Canvas. So if you have not received that, it's okay, right? Just we can also figure that out as well on Monday. But just that's the email to be on the lookout for.
Just a couple of other things. Like we said before, you will get links to the sessions. I will also send a calendar invite from my calendar with right now it'll just be placeholders. Module 1, I'll put the link in, but every week I'll resend that so that it has something on your Outlook calendar that you can click into, and again, it'll be on your Outlook calendar and you'll have the link for it. So you'll have it in 3 different places. And then the other thing that I want to say that I don't like saying with everybody else on the call is that you need a 70% to pass this course. Yeah. And so please, if you are feeling overwhelmed, or you're like, I have done 90% of this and I am just like, I've got to get stuff for work done, please know that it's okay to get a 70% or to get a 75%. We don't need you to get a 98%. There are no special trophies for the 98%. I know that is, I know that's hard to digest as a high performer, especially a high performer as a woman. A lot of times we're like, no, we got 100%. I am guilty of that myself. But I am giving you permission to take a step back if you need it. You can always look at your grades so you can kind of see where you are. They will be on a little bit of a delay. Thank you so much, Megan. So there will be a little bit of a delay, but in general, you'll get a feel of what your overall grade is. And so I just want to call that out. The other thing that I saw in the chat that's a good call out is in terms of live sessions, there is an attendance requirement. So it is, you can miss one session, no problem. Everyone can miss one live session. So that's the Thursday, 7 to 8 Central Time. After, if you need to miss 2 sessions, please reach out to me and we'll try to figure out how to do that going forward. It's not going to disqualify you from the program. We just want it to be an exception rather than a rule. And so if that is something that you foresee happening, please reach out to me as early as possible so we can just get in front of it. Genesis?
I was just going to dovetail on that, Aaron, that keep in mind if they need to miss the last one, they need to reach out to you as well because they need permission to make sure that's going to be okay. That last session where they have the collaborative session. So if they're going to miss the
Okay.
last one, reach out to me or Aaron so we can, get that permission for you.
Great. Thank you. That is
You're welcome.
new information. So I appreciate that, Genesis. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Genesis is wonderful and always a great resource. So please utilize her expertise as well. And like I said, that'll all be in the Teams chat. Megan, any more nuggets of wisdom that you have for us?
No, I think, set your notifications how you wish to be notified. Like, I don't know, I recommend like the reply on discussions because I think that's always handy.
Yeah.
And then doing the work, if you're, typing a couple paragraphs, let's do that in a Word document or Google Doc or OneNote. But other than that, I think you guys are good to go.
Awesome. That's really helpful. I will, so like I said, I will send out the teams. So you'll be invited to the teams today. I will send out the weekly study halls, so you'll get those. And also, there's another email I was going to send you guys. What is it? Something else you'll get from me today. So just be on the lookout. Additional questions or anything that you guys want to know or
You did mention about getting started, that you would have to complete the getting started portion before you can access the modules. Is that did I hear that correctly?
Yeah.
So the getting started, is that, I didn't see that as an assignment. Where would I find that in Canva?
So that's just completing these items, the small little text on each of these pages. So I'm just going to go in and view and read the content on the participation guide. Once I've viewed it, I'll go down here to hit next, and then that'll move me down to the next item. I'm just viewing this one. So this is the course objectives and outline. So you can see that here. So you're going to do that for all of this here, and then you're going to contribute. So introduce yourself to the class, and then that will complete all the items.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's in modules and it'll be right above module 1. So that's all in the
Gotcha.
same space.
Oh, gotcha. I'm with you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and you will, so I see impact partner meetings. You can read that, but we will be putting together the impact partners for you. And those will, I think, go live the second week. So that'll be a nice little opportunity for networking as well. Additional questions or Trevor, Megan, Genesis, anything that I missed?
I think you got everything, but like we said, just so everybody's clear, right? We'll also host the the camp, we call it office hours on Monday, right? And that'll be really where to your point, if you need to share your screen, you can go in there and we'll walk you through everything. So you'll have access by then, and we can literally walk you kind of just like the example, right, that Kina had. We'll be able to, you'll be able to share your screen and answer all the questions for you. So we look forward to helping you. I know this can be a little bit overwhelming in the beginning, but I promise you it'll get better, right? And we're all here for you, as you saw all the different support resources that are available for you. So our team here, myself, Genesis, we've been here, like I said, for a while now. So we're here to help you. We've pretty much almost encountered every question that we could. So Genesis is there as a great resource for you, and we're just really excited. So looking forward to working with you on this. But if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to either one of us, and we look forward to speaking with you on Monday.
Thank you all so much. I'm so excited to have you as part of this program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Take care. All right. Thanks, Trevor.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, have a good weekend.
You too.
I'm gonna send Erin the welcome email. I'm gonna send that I always send to her.
Okay.
Okay, all right, see you later.